Hi, I'm Grant. This is Dad Crafted, and this is the camper renovation. All right, let's go. So we bought a camper. My wife and I have been talking about this for a long time, and we finally pulled the trigger on an old 2004 StarCraft. It's a pull behind, it's 24 feet long, and it needed a little bit of work. So this is the video documenting the saga that has been my wife and I's summer of tearing this thing apart and trying to put it back together, and all the fun we had along the way. And as part of this, I will explore the question of whether doing this yourself is even worth all of the trouble. So with that, let's see how we did. What do we got, buddy?
Closet. Can't blow this one up. This one's allowed out.
Hey, what do we got?
Where's your guys' bed?
Oh, I think that will pop out, and then this will be a bed.
Yeah, I know.
That will pop out.
You want to pop it out?
Where?
No, we don't have to pop it out right now.
Oh, Mom, why is there a big wheel?
It goes on the back.
That's where it goes.
No, it doesn't.
All right, this is the camper before my wife gets her hands on it. Not too bad. Not too shabby. It's got a big old fridge. She did already take down the blinds. But it's 21 feet. It's covered in golden oak. There is a soft spot, the floor right there. That, folks, is what we call foreshadowing. So I'm gonna have to probably tear some of that up and see what's going on. Since my wife wasn't waiting on the floor, the first thing I did was take off all the cabinet doors so she could start painting those. She uses TSP to get them all cleaned up and ready for primer.
Getting all the little nooks and crannies. One quick wipe. Alright, so I took just a 180, 220, just sand the surface enough to get it roughed up a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, they just say to make it a little bit of a rough surface. And then wipe all that off and you're ready to tape off your little hardware hinges, and then we can prime it with some kills.
Alright, so we're in the camper. We got her all extended out. We've got some soft spots in the floor. We're going to do a little checkaroo here. This has been redone. Oh dear. Yep. Fun. I'm going to be honest, this is a point where everything pretty much went south. Before I started ripping everything out, I made sure to take a bunch of videos and photos of everything so that I could hopefully use that later to reference to put it all back together. Take pictures of everything. The cabinets, the floor, the water heater, the hoses, all of it. You might think you remember where certain hoses go, but when it comes time to put this stuff back together, trust me, you're not going to have any idea. You need photos to reference. Now are we having fun yet? No? Well, the benches are gone. So, we're gonna figure out how much of this stuff we can move without unwiring completely and start getting floor out. All day floor. Found your problem. That's the source of our water issue in our camper floor. Water heater. Everybody kick it. Everybody kick it. Stupid water heater.
Ow. I keep on kicking it. I keep on kicking it. Look, it's bringing out the water.
Oh boy. Well, that's where the water heater was. All of it's going. I also learned that people use those little shark bite clamps, which are like impossible to get off, especially when they're tucked up behind or underneath something and you can't reach. I hate those things with the fire of 1,000 suns. Whoever invented these, I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna send you an angry, worded letter. Yeah. So this is the part where I think I've officially determined that I'm in over my head. Not just the OSB, but all the floor back to there rotted. Pretty sure the bathroom's safe, and I'm pretty sure that this is okay, but even when I walk here, it's soft. I mean, all this is, you can see it there, given. So, I don't know how far down I have to go, because I've never done this before. But I guess I have to keep going, because not like I can just lay something on top of this. Good times. So I ended up ripping out a bunch of foam and replacing it with 2-inch thick foam from Home Depot. I didn't replace all of the floor, as you get closer back beyond the fridge, closer to the bathroom, it was totally dry, seemed fine. So I just found a decent spot to cut and then replace foam up to there. I probably should have done the whole floor, but after all, it's a rolling 10 on wheels. And apparently the water heater was not my only problem. Rained last night, and looks like we still got some water leaking in. So I'm gonna check the roof and check to make sure that's all sealed, and then wait for more rain. Yay! So on the roof, low down there, I'm guessing this is all shot, and I've heard that you should not remove caulk, just go over top of it. Kind of question that. So this, bad. This, also bad. That's broken, so if there's water hitting here, it's just going to run right down into that, which is probably why I've got water coming in that front corner. Yeah. Got to re-caulk and shore all this up, and it's supposed to rain today, so I don't even think it's going to happen today, but everything they've sealed up here, it looks like that. This, it's all cracked and poop. That's what I meant. It's all poop. Look at that. Straight poop. Just up here on the roof. Gonna do some power washing. Give me some power. Maybe I can spell dad. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you down there? Dad.
You want some or what?
What? You want some of this? That's the old. That's the clean. Look at that. Bang. Just up here spreading some TSP bleach water around. Just getting it on my hands. Scrub, scrub, scrub. prep work. Stab into that. Hard to tell, but that whole top is coming up. I decided that the self-leveling stuff that was around the top and around some of the air conditioning and the other things that come out of the roof, that stuff wasn't going to come up without destroying the entire roof topping. So painted the polymetric stuff over top of that, added more caulk on over top of that. Lots of brush on. Time to roll on. This is what I'm doing. Just roll, roll, roll. All day long. Then we rolled on a polymetric roll-on coating that we got at the local big box store. I think we got ours at Menards here in Iowa. And then around the edges, sealed up with more caulk. Alright, you guys want to see? Oh yeah. Look at that. So clean, so nice. That's 3 coats, kids. 3, and maybe a couple on my hands, but hey. All done. Back to the flooring. Oh, there's a cable there. Whoops! I didn't account for that. Alright, back to the drawing board. Son of a biscuit. A little bit more. One more time. Oh, we did it. Solid ground again. Whew. It's really warm out there. So I decided not to rip everything out. In part because that back part seemed dry, like I said before. Other part, I wasn't going to rip the fridge out. I didn't really want to rip all the cabinets and sink and everything out and redo all that. It seemed dry enough, so I just made cuts and put in pieces to fit where I needed them to. Across. Oh. Ha! Like a glove?
Nice. Happy dance.
Rock the boat. All right, gang. 4. I kind of forgot a spot, but the rest of it, hey, look at that. Wife's been in here painting, everything's getting primed. Patch that, but starting to come together. Looking good. And we can walk wherever we want to. Yay! For the vinyl flooring, my wife bought a big roll that was just barely big enough to cover the whole floor. In fact, it was actually a little short, but that part where it was short was actually covered up by this bench that I'm sitting on, so no big deal. Worked fine. All right, trying to do some vinyl flooring, and I am not very good at it. As you can see, if you look close, a little bit of a seam there, some white stuff showing up there. I guess I'll just take a Sharpie to that before I stick it down, just so the white's not so obnoxious, but there's so many nooks and crannies to cut. This is just not a ton of fun, guys, not a ton of fun. Almost all primed. One more coat on the backs of those, and then start painting. These are the benches, and I don't have footage of me painting these because it's really hot and I'm shirtless, and I'm sparing you all that footage. For the benches, I ripped them out, but I wanted to reuse as much as I could, so anything that was kind of worthy I saved, anything that had water damage I threw out. And then we wanted to redo the sizing of the smaller bench, not the one I'm sitting on, the other side of the table. So we kind of just made that custom on our own. I ended up buying a 4-foot by 4-foot sheet of MDF plywood and ripped it down to make my own boards, just because plywood's insane right now. MDF could have been a bad decision. Let's just hope this doesn't leak again. Okay, so I'm no plumber, but the plumbing that was there seemed pretty complete to me, so I wanted to save it all and reuse it. And then I did my first test. All right, we have everything hooked back up. I have water in the tank. I have the pump running. And I have water leaking! Son of a... Those are not the joints that I fixed either. Those are the ones I left. Son of a... Ah! And then I tried again. Round 2 water check. We're still leaking. What is leaking? That one for sure. So as of this video, I still haven't fixed all that. We can get by with camping with just a jug of water outside and a bottle of soap so that we can wash our hands. We don't really need running water in here. It'd be nice, but whatever. I've got to replace all that stuff, especially the connections around the tank and the water heater. Probably because the people that own this camper before us never bother winterizing the thing, and that's what led to all the water damage in the first place. I mean, the AC works fine, and that's really the main thing, right? My wife was moving much faster than me on this, so she had already done the accent wall. Too bad for her, she listened to me and used some really old liquid nails, and for whatever reason, that stuff mixed with the adhesive that's on the back of those sticky panels just didn't work and it all fell off. So I redid it. Hi, accent wall. All that fell off. Liquid nails doesn't work with this, apparently. So I'm gonna scrape all these off, and each one of these probably takes anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. You'll feel all those on. Kept the original mattresses, but we didn't want to upholster those. So we got some cheap foam to lay on top of those to sleep on. It all gets covered by a bed sheet, so nobody really ever sees it anyway. Pro tip, that memory foam, that's really easy with the serrated bread knife. Bread knife.
Okay.
I don't remember if I had this in the video, but these are the original cushions with some cheap fabric on clearance that we just wrapped. This is a piece of plywood that we cut out, fit on the bottom, wrap around the staple, boom, brand new looking cushion. Checking it out. What do you say, bud?
Good.
Good?
Can I sit here?
Yeah, sit here. Check it out.
Ah.
Oh, is that comfy?
Do you have any TV?
No.
Right,
We're going camping. What do we need a TV for?
There's a TV. There used to be a TV up there.
Oh, well,
Why do you take it?
that's what we bring other things to do for, you know?
Why did you take the TV out?
We didn't have a TV. We didn't put a TV up there. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
there was a TV.
I think you're
We
crazy.
got it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We had a TV when we got it.
So we have a functional camper that looks pretty great and works for the size that we need. But was it all worth it? So the answer is yes and no. Yes, if you're a DIYer and you don't mind long drawn out projects that could go on forever, the more stuff you peel back, the more likely you're to find more issues. But if you're somebody that really doesn't want a months-long project and don't want a camper sitting in your driveway all summer, maybe shy away from this. You could probably spend a few extra $1,000, get something a little bit nicer, and not have to deal with any of this crap. But if you don't mind a little, or a lot, of elbow grease, by all means, go for it. There's nothing really super hard about what I did, it's just time-consuming and tedious. Anybody could do this stuff. It's just kind of a mess, and I'd rather be building Star Wars stuff sometimes. Some pro tips when buying a camper. Check everything. We found this on Facebook Marketplace, and it seemed really good because it was really cheap and there were a bunch of people in line behind us. And due to that, we didn't really feel like we had any room to barter with the people that were selling it, because if we just said, this looks like a mess, would you take a few $100s less? They're probably just gonna say, nope, next person in line. That being said, we decided to go for it. How bad could it be? I would check everything. We should have had them pull the awning out. We should have looked under this couch, and if we would have just peeled back, we would have seen all of that mold and all of that water damage and probably ran away screaming. If something seems too good to be true, that's because it probably is. Make sure they have it plugged in well before you get there. You want to make sure the AC works, and you want to make sure the fridge works. The fridge, it takes like 8 to 10 hours to get cold, so if they don't have it plugged in well ahead of time, you're not going to have any idea whether that thing works or not. The soft spots on the floor should have been a dead giveaway. Remember, any soft spots, just assume that's water damage. run away. But we would have done this anyway. I'm sure we could have spent a few more $1,000s and bought a camper that didn't need any attention. But this is kind of what we do. We buy something, we make it our own. We would have never wanted the golden oak look of most campers. We probably would have painted, put up walls, painted the cabinets, redone all this stuff anyway. So if it's really what you want to do, go for it. But yeah, I certainly could have done without the flooring project. But yeah, so what? It's just work. The main thing is, now my family and I have a nice camper that we can go on adventures and spend time together for the next several years. That's what's really important about this. And it's not done yet. I've still got several projects that I want to do to this thing, like framing out the windows, making a custom tabletop for right here, and probably doing something with the outside, which still looks pretty bad with the old faded StarCraft logos. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've even learned a little from my pain and suffering. If you see anything that I could have done differently, or could have saved me heartache and trouble, or things that I still could do to make this thing better, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Woof, woof. All right, let's go.